Welcome back, everybody. This is Herbie with my nomadic dream. I finally got a day off, and today I'm gonna cut my hair. But I'm gonna do it in the wilderness. So I'm bringing my tripod and my bag that I have my clippers in. So we're just gonna make our way into the forest and get my hair cut. So let's get going. So I forgot my power source. So I'm going back to the camper to get that, because that would have sucked if I would have walked all that way and not been able to do anything. Gosh, now I have everything. And now I'm gonna go into the forest to cut my hair. Just gotta walk through camp first. Might be a long walk. There's a clearing down here. Camp is back that way. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. But yeah, look at this. Just wide open forests. All right, I'm gonna cross this and get up in that general area over there. It is kind of awesome though. Definitely different than Quartzsite, Arizona. But, you know, change of scenery is always good. Yeah, I'm not that far off the trail yet, but I want to get to that big ponderosa pine that's right there at the tip of the tripod and get set up and cut my mane, because my neck hair is starting to curl up and I'm not a fan of that. I just hope I don't come across any bear or wolves or any big cats. That would be one large snack for them. Now I lost where that ponderosa pine was. Crap, maybe that's it. Yep, that's what I'm working with. So I'm gonna go down here where it's a little bit more secluded. Right near that big ponderosa pine. Straight ahead. The last time that I did an outdoor haircut was in Quartzsite, when I did How Does a Nomad Cut His Hair? Well, in this one, it's not going to be in the desert. It's going to be in the Cashapp National Forest next to this giant ponderosa pine. Yep, this looks like a perfect spot for my haircut. So I'm gonna get set up. All right, I'm just gonna drop all of this stuff down here, just like so. I gotta set up the tripod. We're a little bit ways in. Camp's somewhere over there. There's this big open meadow, and the lodge and cabins are over there. But just check out this area. Like, I'm gonna walk up this really quick just to see what it looks like, and I'll bring you guys along to check it out with me. My videos have been a little sporadic filming, so I'm really trying hard to keep it on schedule, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I've been working like every day for the past 18 days. So it should start slowing down at work towards the middle of June, July, and August. So hopefully I'm able to actually get out more and do more exploring videos. this 9,000 feet of elevation and that thin air really gets to you. But this is the forest that I'm in for the summer, and all of my gear is down that little hill. Whew. Dude, like by the time I get back down south to Quartzsite, where elevation is around 400 feet, I should be able to hike up Q Mountain without losing my breath. Whew. So I'm not out of shape, but yeah, this elevation gets to you. But just look how awesome this is. Like, not even like 100 yards from my camp, and I'm pretty much secluded in a national forest near the north rim of the Grand Canyon, next to these giant ponderosa pines, these log cabin pines, these other smaller pine family trees. Like, ooh, looks like there's a water tank up on that hill. You see that? That must be for the Demont or Demolt campground that's right next door. But I'm gonna get back down this hill where my equipment is and get all set up for my nomadic forest haircut. The simple things in life. I got the water tank at the camper warming up, so by the time I'm done here, I can get back to my rig, take a shower, get all that loose hair off, and be all nice and polished up. It's been like 2 days since I showered, so I'm on day 3, and I don't really like that. But I'm gonna get set up. It is kind of sprinkling a little bit, so I may not need a shower afterwards. All right, I'm gonna grab my tripod. I'm gonna get this set up here, I think. God, it's like I don't know how to work my own equipment. But I'm gonna get the phone mounted on that. Well, what do you know? It is starting to sprinkle, but the show must go on and I have to cut my hair. So all of my stuff is right over there. I'm gonna put this there and get everything that I need. It really should not be raining for that long, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. Please bear with me if I'm not looking at the camera lens. But yeah. Whew. There's bugs out here or something. I am getting eaten up. Whoops, right in the dirt. That's gonna dull. Need to get my number 2 guard. That's what I start with around all of this, and then I go to a 1 inch or a 1/2 inch, and I just go downwards for the neckline, just to give me that extra amount of clean look. I just had the brush in here. Where the heck does it go? All right, I got it. I need to make sure that I get all of that dirt out, because that would really ruin this experience. So, I have never cut my hair in a national forest before, or while it rained. So, I'm definitely bringing you guys something new. And I got my all powers power station. Just gonna turn it on. It's booting up 100%. Press the on buttons and it fired up. You hear that? All right, so move all of this stuff away. And I'm gonna use my phone for everything. All right, so it has quit sprinkling a little bit. The bugs out here are horrible, so I'm gonna do this really quick. There is something about doing this stuff outside, especially in the middle of the desert. Just that, bringing it back to nature type thing. Cutting my hair in the national forest. If I knew how to give myself a fade, I would, but I always end up messing it up because I'm trying to be perfect. And it doesn't always work out that way. But we'll see what happens this time. Oh, I'm just so glad I got a day off finally. Yep. Do I got a mohawk? I think I do. But another thing about doing this outside in the middle of essentially a national forest is the fact I'm doing this with a power station that I can charge with the sun. So I don't know how much more boondockish and nomadic I can get doing this unless I actually use scissors or sharpened a stone and cut it that way. Okay. I wish I knew how that would lay. I don't know if I went too high on that side. Like this side looks freaking great. But it's that side. I don't know. I know I had bedhead, but... Alright, I'm just gonna make sure I get all of this stuff. Yeah, plus I like doing this outside because, I don't have to clean the inside of my camper. But that definitely needs to be organized because I got everything that I wanted out of the truck in the camper, so... Alright, that should be good. Like I say, good enough for who it was for. Alright, so let's switch to guard number 1 and go downwards in the back. So I just go a little bit high. I go down because if you go up, it's going to give you a completely different size. And all I'm trying to do is get the neck hair as little as possible. Since I can't see the back of my head, I don't want any drastic lines. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I think I just gave myself a flipping fade. And it should be decent. I wish I could see the back of my head, but that's good. Yeah, it's fine. I mainly wear a hat anyways. So I'm just gonna put my glasses on so that I'm actually looking at the camera. Yeah, not too shabby. But if you haven't gotten a power station, you should definitely do it. It really comes in handy with all of this stuff. I bought this during COVID when Michigan's governor was like, oh, beauticians and hairstylists are not essential workers. You could just go to Walmart and buy your own clippers and cut your own hair. Well, that's all I'm going to say about that, Governor, because there's nothing good about it. So, yeah, I'm going to get this packed up and we're going to go back to camp so I can shower. But unfortunately, ladies, I'm not doing a shower scene anytime soon. So stay tuned for an outdoor shower one of these days if you actually want to see it. But all this hair is driving me crazy. So get that lined up. So how does it look? Does it look decent? Hopefully it does. So until next time, cut your own hair in somewhere amazing that you find. It could be a desert, next to a lake, in a forest, next to a bear taking it in the woods. So, does a bear in the woods? Well, I'm pretty sure, but I do know that this Nomad cut his hair in the forest. So, until next time, later guys, bye.